Hello! Welcome to the first day of the holiday event, the first week of 3 special events back to back. Actually, two special events. 1 week long, the other is 2 weeks long. Let's see our last sleep research on Amber Canyon before the event actually begins. I used my one and only Spirit Tomb incense alongside a Friendship incense just to increase the chances of it being hungry. That is my goal. It's a long shot. It's definitely a gamble. I'm gonna do my best. If it's hungry or if it's shiny, it would be amazing. But let's see. And we are starting with an atop belly Pupitar. Up there we have Toxel, and we have Trapinch, which under different circumstances I would have loved to catch. Ooh, a Blaziken and a Combusken. And I also realized that I have 10 spawns, which means that Darkrai is visiting again. And we also have a Mudkip, which some of you may call me greedy, but I still want to try and catch Mudkip. Yeah, here it is, and here is the Spirit Tomb. Yeah, it's not on the top of my priority list, but I just feel like I'm not done with hunting for Mudkip yet. I would feel bad if I would settle for what I have, which settling feels weird to say, but still, I don't know. Anyway, this is my target today, and we have another Pupitar and another Toxel. I mean, sure. If not for that Spirit Tomb, I would go for either the Mudkip or the Trapinch. Probably the Trapinch, but let's see who's hungry. Huh! Darkrai can actually be hungry. And the 2 Toxel. Okay. That is very unfortunate. I am fairly low on biscuits, as is the biscuits in the shop. And this is definitely not the situation I wished to be in. So now it's all up to luck. If I can get a crit, then there is a chance I would be able to catch that Spirit Tomb. It's definitely not a smart move to try and hunt for a Spirit Tomb. I'm just in a very unique situation where I'm taking a risk because it could pay off if I manage to find a good one. A good one being one that has mushrooms and pumpkins. If it's good enough, it could cover for both. But I would also be happy with one that only covers mushrooms well enough. And it didn't crit. Things are not looking great. I will have to get one of the great biscuits. And I took into account the cost, given the extra sleep points Ugh. No. Given the extra sleep points we are going to receive later this week, so I should have enough to get the 2 seeds from the premium shop and the easy travel ticket. Okay, come on. Not good. And of course it's full. It was a gamble. Anyway, I will have enough to buy whatever I need from the shop, so that should be fine. Oh boy. Well, feeding Darkrai is tempting because it's hungry. But why? I'm definitely not going to catch, and even if I did and got another seed... Oh! I forgot about my daily gift, and... I could use my biscuit, but I don't wanna. I have no reason, like real desire to use Darkrai. And it's not like the one I have has great sub skills so far. I'd much rather save that biscuit for this week. So unfortunately nothing to review. Not this morning. I will send the Darkrai candy though. There are good options, but rarity and all. Yeah, holiday event. Ooh, by the way, there are actually some interesting implications now that we have the data about the new Pokémon. I will talk about that a little bit later. Okay, I don't have any ice types or steel types to use. I have Aggron, but I'm not going to use it. Dream Shards. Yes, it's all about the Dream Shards this week. And yeah, I didn't use the candies. I felt it would be a waste. %. We're climbing slowly. Goodbye, Snorlax. Thank you. Now it's time to move back to green grass. Week 62. Ah, interesting. I was not expecting that. Good. Okay. So the event takes place only on green grass and green grass expert mode. So we are going to green grass. Huh. I wonder why it's not showing the same setting. Okay. Let's see. Ice and steel berries are guaranteed. What would be the third one, though? That's the real question. Regardless, I am slated to reach Master 19 with no favored berries. And we have... Ooh! Oh! This is wonderful! Oh, Mago Berry is the best thing I could have got. Oh, this is fantastic. My Cresselia and Espeon will pull so much strength. I'm pretty sure I should be able to reach Master 20 now. And I don't need to change anything about my team setup, which is terrific. I can just keep doing what I did last week. Keep working on my Explosion Popcorn, which would be easier to level up this week because I am going to use a good camp ticket. Shame it's a Larvitar incense. Okay. There's a good chance I'd be able to do all of these. Yeah, with the favorite berries. Now with the Mago Berry. Easy. And I am most interested. First, the biscuits for sure. The dream shards for sure. But out of those instances, very surprisingly, I am interested in Citadel. Citadel and its evolution to Titan. Oh, yay, Energy Pillow. They are ingredient specialists. Very powerful, but the most interesting part, because they're so powerful, also their main skill is self-charge, which isn't very exciting. However, Titan has potatoes, sausages, and pumpkins. Okay, another ingredient. No, another linking cord. Okay, I am way over my capacity here in this bag. Okay. I'm gonna use one linking cord. Ghastly candy. Okay. And I am going to use my legendary instances this week. But what I was gonna say is Titan. Those of you who watched my videos in the past month, maybe 2 months, know that I'm practically hell-bent on trying to build a team around the Pumpkaboo stew. Specifically, one that could run... one that could make that stew consistently with 3 Pokemon. Let's use that good camp ticket. And let's start raking the rewards. Double Crocs. So, in case you don't know, currently, I have enough potatoes from my Venusaur. I have enough sausages from my Aggron. I could have enough pumpkins once I get my Gourgeist to level 60. And the missing ingredient is mushrooms, which currently my Gengar provides, but not enough, which is why I have so many mushrooms now. And I was hunting for a Wooper, specifically a mushroom Wooper that could almost completely cover for both ingredients, so I could use only 3 Pokemon, namely Wargeist, Wooper, and Aggron to make that pumpkin stew. That didn't happen so far. Then came Spiritomb. Spiritomb can produce as many mushrooms as Wooper, or Quagsire, I should say. But it could also produce pumpkins. So if I... And this is why I was trying to hunt for that Spiritomb. Because Spiritomb potentially could make enough mushrooms and pumpkins for that dish. That way I could still make that stew with 3 Pokemon, Venusaur, Aggron, and Spiritomb. Enter Titan. That not very little bugger, in fact it's a huge bugger, has all 3 ingredients relevant to that stew. But moreover, apparently, it produces so many ingredients that by simply catching an ABC with only ingredient finding M and inventory at level 60, it would be able to make enough sausages and pumpkins for that dish. That leaves me with mushrooms and potatoes, which it makes some on the side, just not enough. But it's another very viable option for at least, well, for 2 ingredients, which gives me a lot of room for a lot of wiggle room and options to make that with 3 Pokemon. But what's more is now, because of that, because it could cover both for sausages and pumpkins, if I'm able to find that dreaded Wooper or Quagsire for mushrooms and potatoes, technically, I could make that stew with only 2 Pokemon, which is insane. Insane! So I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think for the first time, after this event, unless I can find a good enough Citadel, which I have options. I mentioned the ABC, but there are other options for coverage. It just changes what I need to look for. And if I could make that dish with 2 or 3 at the most. But I might need to go Snowdrop Tundra after this. I never thought that would ever happen. Anyway, that's enough for about this for now. As you can see, I am busy converting some candies to invest in my Raikou. And very sadly, because I made my decision, it means that I need to let go of my other Raikou, the Berry Finding S1, to invest in this one. And it is with heavy heart that I must send it away for 25 candies. Thank you, Raikou. Now, the chosen one. I have enough candies for the candy boost for today. Let's see how far I can get it. Level 45. It's a hefty amount. It's a hefty cost. My goal is to get it to level 50. Out of curiosity, 45 with the candy boost, 38 without. The cost, though, would be insane. $430. Wow. That is so painful. But that's why we're here. That's what we're doing this week. I'm not gonna invest in the main skill or even upgrade to the sub skill, the speed. There is no rush. I'm not going to use it anytime soon. I will need to invest a little bit more tomorrow just to get it to 50, which would cost me, but Swalot with the good camp ticket and the bonuses is supposed to generate on its own around 350, probably more. Maybe around the ballpark or 400,000 Dream Shards by the end of the week. And that's excluding the rewards, excluding the sleep research, so yeah. Insane. But besides Raikou, I don't think I'm going to use the candy boost on anything else. Especially now, given the debut of Citadel. Because I might not even need to invest in my Gourgeist. As great as she is, she's slated to cover pumpkins for me at level 60. If I can do the same with Citadel, I mean, it's great. Why not? So I'm really I'm shocked about that turn of events. But I guess I'm going to hunt for Citadel. Regarding Togedemaru and Holiday Sphere, Togedemaru is a 16p Pokemon, definitely not within my budget, and Sphere is interesting. If I were to go for a Tasty Chance Pokemon, this is the new thing to hunt for, especially now during the event. I would catch one, probably, because you don't see it outside of the event, and it's much cheaper than a Dedenne. So if you catch a good one now, you don't need to hunt for a Dedenne. They are almost the same. Like, Dedenne is still stronger, but not by too much. For me specifically, for the same reason I'm not using a Dedenne, I'm not too enticed to use Holiday Sphere. Ah, look at those numbers. But yeah, Citadel, I never expected that. It's crazy. I also need to think about the bundles. Yeah. And they're all slumbering. Citadel is slumbering. Technically, it should be easier to invoke slumbering sleep style over snoozing or dozing. Let's see what happens. I hope I won't need to hunt for it after this week. But I'm really excited for this. And I need more biscuits. That is for certain. As much as the middle bundle is tempting, the medium one, I think I will go for the 3 small ones. But yeah, that is it. Happy holidays, everyone. And until next time, have a good one.